I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special.
I say there's nothing to do, but damn, like, what else do you gotta do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion.
Hey man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes. This and this.
Fighters are intimidated by Terence Crawford for more than just his skill set. There's an aura about him. Even Roy Jones Jr. pointed out that Canelo looked uneasy during their face-off. What makes Crawford truly terrifying is the way he stays composed, calmly analyzing every move. He's nearly impossible to hit cleanly, and the moment an opponent slips, he capitalizes with flawless timing. That constant pressure leaves fighters feeling trapped, as if there's simply no path to victory.
In that stare down that we talked about, when I told you either he's not ready for this or he trying to little boy Bud. He wasn't trying to little boy Bud. He really was afraid. Well, not afraid, but he was worried about Bud. And Bud knew that. And Bud, being the older guy, we were kind of looking in his eye and made him turn away first. That was a victory for Bud. That was Bud's first victory. Anytime that happens, something else don't come around or something else don't happen, to undo that, you got a problem.
Paulie Malignaggi emphasized just how extraordinary Terence Crawford's career has been, calling his record one of the most remarkable in boxing history. Crawford became an undisputed champion in 3 separate divisions, an achievement almost unheard of in today's era, and he did it by taking on elite competition rather than seeking out easy matchups. What stood out most to Paulie wasn't just the victories, but the way Crawford earned them, dominating opponents while barely taking clean shots himself. His resume speaks volumes: 41 wins, 31 knockouts, and no defeats. Malignaggi described this run as historic, noting that Crawford's recent win over Canelo wasn't just another notch on his record, but a symbolic shift. To him, it marked the beginning of a new era, much like the way Floyd Mayweather once defined his generation. In Paulie's eyes, Crawford has now claimed that mantle for his own time.
It's flawless. I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be, because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. I mean, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation, I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous, tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we going to do, you know? It'll be up to the fantasy fights, you know? But let's get into it, man. I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly the whole fight. You know, I got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved.
Brian described watching Terence Crawford against Canelo as something extraordinary, noting that he had rarely seen such a perfect balance of offense and defense in modern boxing. Typically, fighters lean heavily on one side, leaving gaps in the other, but Crawford displayed both with exceptional precision. Against Canelo, he showed he could neutralize attacks with a tight guard and smooth movement, then instantly shift gears to exploit every opening with sharp offense. Brian emphasized that this complete package is what sets Crawford apart from most champions' ability to dismantle an opponent's weapons while steadily building his own momentum. For him, it was remarkable to see a fighter not only avoid damage, but also dominate a world-class opponent with such calm mastery.
See, I think that for me, I watch
defense as much as I watch offense. So, like I thought, like watching Bud catch those shots off his glove.
He looked amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah. He'd go to a body and he'd catch that and come up with an uppercut. You know, just all those things that seem.
He looked great.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that to ever.
No one has. Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, he's the best.
And I think he would do that to Canelo on his best day. Canelo said it. He goes, "I couldn't figure him out."
No.
Which is why he probably won't fight him.
They'll fight again.
You think so?
The payday. Yeah. But so you're gonna get Canelo because the money's in Canelo Crawford.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it, but I want Crawford to get paid, so might as well do it.
Andre Ward offered glowing praise for Terence Crawford, calling him the most skilled fighter of his generation. Ward himself, known as one of the great technicians of his era, pointed to Crawford's mindset as a defining trait, noting that once Crawford commits to a goal, he will do whatever it takes to achieve it. In Ward's view, the only way to deal with a fighter like Crawford is to truly hurt him inside the ring, because no amount of tactical adjustments will be enough. Crawford's versatility, his ability to switch stances seamlessly, adapt on the fly, and think clearly under pressure places him in a rare class of fighters who can dictate the terms of any fight. Ward stressed that Crawford's dominance isn't a matter of chance, but the result of his determination, resilience, and relentless drive to overcome every obstacle.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on, but
Who's the most skilled fighter?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room, or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything. Bro, like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away. And to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this, and this, it's different, man.
Crawford's journey has been as personal as it is professional, deeply shaped by the influence of his family. He often recalls how his father instilled belief in him early on, confidently predicting that he would one day become an undisputed world champion. His mother, however, was more skeptical, never fully convinced he would reach the top. Rather than discouraging him, her doubt became a driving force. Every time Crawford entered the ring, he carried the determination to prove her wrong. With each victory and every title, he not only fulfilled his father's vision but also earned his mother's pride. Looking back now, Crawford takes satisfaction in knowing that his success brought both validation and respect from the people who mattered most.
My dad used to tell my mom I was going to be a world champion.
I told him,
How'd that make you feel?
Filled me with rage. And every time I stepped foot in the ring or anything that I ever did, I just wanted to win so bad so I can prove a point to it.
I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece. No.
You went out on the street.
Yeah.
What's now Bud Crawford Street.
Yeah.
And offered $10 to anyone who can kick my son's butt.
Yep.
A lot of takers.
Yeah, the kids in the neighborhood. Did nobody whoop them?
What did he tell you?
He told your mom, I told you I'm the best.
Reflecting on his career choices, Crawford explained that he never aimed to become undisputed at 154 pounds because he didn't see enough meaningful competition there. For him, undisputed status isn't just about stacking belts, it's about earning them against the very best. Instead of settling at 154, he chose to chase bigger challenges at 168, where tougher opponents and marquee names could elevate his legacy even further. His refusal to move down highlights his confidence and hunger to test himself at higher weight classes, making it clear that his career is built on ambition and risk-taking, not comfort or easy victories.
Has being undisputed at 154 ever crossed your mind at this point that you at in your career?
Not at all. Because I'm looking at the landscape of the 154-pound division. There's a lot of great fighters, but there's not a lot of defining fights at 154. There's not a lot of legacy fights at 154. You know, when I'm looking at the landscape of 154, I beat, what's his name?
Majimo? No, 154?
The champion that just knocked out Tamzu.
Oh, Bach. Yeah.
Okay, so Bachram, they're gonna say who is Bachram?
Facts.
He knocked out Tim Zoo that already had.
I was them Fedora though. They won't.
Tim Fedora already been knocked out.
Yeah, he did.
So along my career, I've been criticized and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate.
Crawford has also taken time to showcase the belts he's earned, not as empty boasting, but as a reflection of what years of dedication and sacrifice have produced. To him, each belt represents more than just a win. It embodies the struggles, setbacks, and perseverance behind it. Standing with those titles is his way of reminding fans and critics alike that nothing was given to him. Every piece of gold was fought for against tough opponents and relentless doubt. His collection of belts stands as proof of his discipline, effort, and unwavering self-belief, while also serving as inspiration for the next generation of fighters chasing their own dreams.
I'm just reflecting on all my accomplishments at my mama house. That's where all my belts at. You know, hard work, dedication. Things that y'all favorite fighters, some of them, went down. So I see why y'all mad. I see why y'all mad. Look at that one. There. This is where it all started at. Right here. This one. In Texas. In Texas, baby. Don't hate. Just congratulate.